October 26, 2015 is a day Randy Elbow Tidwell will never forget.
Me and my wife, we were coming home, and we'd been here about 20 minutes, and I'd been outside tinkering for about 10 of those.
When he went back inside his house, he found his 52-year-old wife, Rhonda, lying motionless on the bed.
I looked over towards her, and her head was laying on her pillows. And I walked over there, and I said, "Honey, wake up." And then I kind of said a little louder, "Honey, wake up." Then I screamed at her to wake up.
That's when he knew something was wrong.
911, where's your emergency?
So I had to get to my cell phone, and I didn't want to leave her. And I got to the cell phone, and I called 911 and put it on speaker, and they tried to coach me through CPR.
It was too late. Rhonda, his spouse of 32 years, was gone.
I tried the hardest I've ever tried, and I was panicking and losing control. Anyway, I couldn't bring her back. So, and from what I understand, she had a massive heart attack, and there would have been nothing I could have done anyways. Tidwell
says there isn't a day that goes by that he doesn't think of her.
The images that stays with you and haunts you, she died right here in my home here, and every time I walk in that front door for a long time, my eyes would go directly to the spot where she was laying.
Dr. Thomas Rumbold is a psychiatrist with Community Health of Middle Georgia.
I've had patients with this who have had a cardiac arrest of a relative at home and were involved as the sole provider of what resuscitation efforts could be made, and unsuccessful resuscitation efforts.
For about 3 or 4 days after that, I stood at my front door staring out the front door down the road, and I guess subconsciously somewhere in my mind, and it was pretty messed up at the time, I was thinking that maybe they're going to bring her back.
Tidwell says he's tried different things, including alcohol, to ease the pain.
I started drinking, and I haven't drank anything in like 3, maybe 4 years. And I bought me a fifth of liquor and just sat there and drank the whole bottle.
But he realized that wasn't the way out.
It's just like everybody says, you might can drink your problems away, but when you sober up, they're still there.
He finally went to the Community Mental Health of Middle Georgia and was told what he suspected for a while. He's suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD.
It was like a clear-cut case of it, because everybody was telling me that's what I had, but I had to hear it from a doctor.
When most people think of PTSD, they commonly think of combat veterans.
Although it's also rampant in civilians who have been exposed to similarly life-threatening or extreme health-threatening circumstances.
Shannon Gordon is the CEO of River Edge Behavioral Health and is also a licensed clinical social worker. She says the illness is more common than people think.
So it could be a car accident, a victim of a crime, someone who's sustained abuse, those kinds of things.
Gordon says PTSD can also lead to other problems and addictions. There are things people diagnosed with the disorder can do.
There are strategies called mindfulness where you focus on where I am right now to help kind of break the link to the past.
I've had to rearrange furniture and, just change up to get that part of the image out of my mind.
Rumbold says PTSD is a treatable disorder.
You need to acknowledge it and not blame yourself because this has happened to you.
A strong social network is also important. 6 months later, Tidwell says he no longer takes medication and is doing better.
For me, medication didn't work. Mind control works for me. And he said the best thing to do is keep talking it out. Keep your faith.
But the pain still exists.
I don't think you'll ever get over it, but I think you will get through it. You get stronger on a daily basis. People who suffer with PTSD, my heart goes out to you, and you need to just focus on life. Just focus on what you got left in life.
David Johnson, WGXA News.